Hello and welcome back to the Ghana Education Service Promotion Aptitude Test Preparation. In this video, we shall look at teaching strategies for helping students pay attention in class. Some strategies to get your students to pay attention include 1. Encourage students to pay close attention and minimize distraction. Talk with students about how important it is to pay attention when they need to remember something. 2. Use cues or gesture to signal that something is important. This might involve raising your voice, repeating something with emphasis, and writing the concept on the board. 3. Help students generate their own cue or catchphrase when they need to pay attention. Catchphrases such as alert, focus, or zero in. Get them to say the word when they are not focusing. Use instructional comments, these might include "Okay, we are ready to start discussing now, pay attention," or "I am going to ask you a question about this next topic in the test next week." 5. Make learning interesting. Boredom can set in quickly for students, and when it does, their attention wanes. Relating ideas to students' interests increases their attention. So infuse the classroom with novel, unusual, or interesting exercises. Just starting off an accounting class on profit and loss accounts with a question like "How would you feel if you had to sell a good below its cost price?" is sure to capture students' attention. Think of dramatic questions like those to introduce various topics. 6. Use media and technology effectively as part of your plan to vary the pace of the classroom. The use of media and technology such as overhead projectors, video lessons, PowerPoint lesson presentations, etc. has a powerful influence on catching students' attention and interest in the lesson to be presented to them. 7. Focus on active learning to make learning enjoyable. Using media and technology effectively is not the only way to do this. A different exercise, a guest teacher or speaker in class, a field trip, and many other activities can be used to make learning more enjoyable, reduce students' boredom, and increase attention. 8. Don't overload students with too much information. We live in an information society where sometimes the tendency is to feel like you have to get students to learn everything. But students who are given too much information too fast might not attend to anything. Rather, teachers should identify the scope of information that will be relevant to the particular class. 9. Be aware of individual differences in students' attention skills. Some students have severe problems paying attention, such as those suffering from attention deficiency hyperactivity disorder. You will therefore need to take this into account when presenting your materials. Before you begin an exercise, look around the room for potential distractions, such as an open window to a playground where students are being noisy. Close the window and draw the shade to eliminate the distraction. 10. Once you get students' attention, another important task is to maintain it. Many of the strategies recommended so far can also help you in this area, such as making the class interesting, surprising your students every now and then, and so on. Another strategy for maintaining attention is to avoid a particular student's pattern of focusing on and calling on particular students. For example, a common tendency is to call on high-achieving rather than low-achieving students, or to give boys more attention and requests around the class in a more random way. The word random, as used here, means that each student has an equal chance of being called on. Now let us look at teaching strategies for helping students remember and study effectively. An important educational goal for the teacher is to incorporate more strategic instructions in the classroom. It is not enough to just teach students content knowledge. The following are some good ideas for helping students improve their memory and study strategies. 1. Motivate students to remember material by understanding it rather than memorizing it. Students will remember information better over the long term if they understand it, rather than just rehearsing and memorizing it. Rehearsing works well for encoding information into short-term memory, but when students need to retrieve the information from long-term memory. It is much less efficient, so for most information, encourage students to understand it, give it meaning, elaborate on it, and personalize it. Give students concepts and ideas to remember and then ask them how they can relate the concept and ideas to their own personal experience and meanings. 2. Assist student in organizing what they put into memory. Students will remember information better if they organize it hierarchically. Give them some practice or arrange and rework materials that require more structuring, for example, concert mapping. 3. Give students some mnemonic strategies. Mnemonic strategies are memory aids for remembering information. Mnemonic strategies can involve imagery and words. The following are some different types of mnemonic rhymes. This uses rhymes composed around the concept to be learned and remembered. Example is the month rule. 30 days are in September, April, June, and November. 4. Encourage students to spread out and consolidate their learning. Talk with children about the importance of regularly reviewing what they learn. 5. Get students to ask themselves questions. When students ask themselves questions about what they have read or an activity, they expand the number of associations they make with the information they need to retrieve. At least by the JSS level, the self-questioning strategy can help students to remember. 6. Helping students learn how to take good notes. Guide students to take good notes either from a class or a textbook, and this benefits memory. When they do write, they read and often record it. Sometimes go around to inspect what the students have written or recorded. Thanks for watching. We hope you have learned something new. Smash the like button and see you in the next video. Cheers.